essentially establishing a pre-market game plan.
Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. But if you have a good plan, at least it'll prepare you to be able to counterpunch. Because ultimately, a trading plan isn't always about, I'm going to predict what's going to happen next. It's more about, these are the things that can happen, and this is going to be my reaction. Like, what am I going to trade? That's the first thing. What am I actually going to trade? Like, do I want something to end up with a good short and a reversal long and then regaging in the short and basically taking as much after the open as we can? Yeah, that's the end point. But you got to think about where it starts from. Knowing that I wanted to trade SLV today. Now, in this particular case, immediately identifying prior resistance last week, except for Friday, where you had this massive blowout day. Huge drop in oil futures. Well, today we come in and oil futures are way up, causing this to come down. So the first thing I look at is, okay, when you have those, if the reverse set would be like a bottoming tail candle, in this case, it's a false break on a daily because you've got one day which got completely erased and you're now gapping back down underneath prior resistance. Now, when I sit down and it's early, you're trading well off of that level. But the first thing I identify is underneath here, I'm favoring the short side of the trade. It doesn't mean I'm necessarily shorting every single price. But if we don't bust out just underneath that 73 level, then I want to be looking short. Now, the ideal trade is it gravitates all the way up to that 73 and gives me the entry point. It's not always going to be that simple. Sometimes you have to wait for that leading indicator to give you the action. And remember, we're looking at USO down, meaning silver is going to go up. So the second at the open we establish an upward trend and we're bouncing and putting in higher lows, that's where I want to get in. Having an area where you want to short in front is not necessarily enough. I want a reason to get in. I want to see confirmation. I want to see higher lows in USO confirmed with lower highs in silver. So until I see it make that higher low, I don't make any entry points. Then the confirmation of the short comes in, ride it all the way down to where it eventually catches a bid. Now in this case, I do have one flip trade, which I would say didn't even need to be necessary. But it did happen because of an overall trend in USO, which was it got to VWAP, and it's trending down. It got to VWAP and looked like it was going to break lower. In that particular moment, it's easy to say, well, get out of the short for a little bit because if we continue to tank down, you're probably going to get silver going higher. So we take a shot going into the long position. Once it loses VWAP amount, but what happens? It didn't continue lower. You get higher lows. You bounce off VWAP in the other way. So what's the original plan of action? It's underneath our key price level, right? So we're continuing to look short, and you're bouncing. So now I'm shorting volume weighted average price. It's that simple. Knowing where you want to enter underneath. Now, obviously, it could have been a situation where that just continued to blast higher, and maybe I have to wait for it to come back down and show me those lower highs, but that's what it's all about. I'm waiting for the confirmation of strength in USO, and then once I see those lower highs, I'm engaged in the short trade. I'm using VWAP for re-entries when the trend is confirmed. But it all starts with having a plan of action and what you want to trade in the first place.
Now, essentially what he's getting at is we have that inverse correlation, but there's a time and a place for everything. What he's waiting for is, okay, if we think that USO is going to continue to climb higher, and SLV is potentially going to move lower, or the inverse of that, lower on USO, higher in silver, he's going to wait for either to sell the pop or buy the dip. And that's exactly what he had. It was a game plan in the pre-market that said, okay, if we climb higher, we're ready to audible if we have to, but if we climb higher in USO, then I'm going to be looking for lower highs to be established in SLV, which is going to give us the opportunity to game plan and strategize for a potential short. You hold key levels like the volume weighted average price, that's his green light to go when you are playing that inverse correlation between USO and SLV, especially if he was looking for that trade to the short side.
And even as bonus time, I can now look at what my plan would be for the following day just based on the beginning thesis. Oh, well, playing back into this, which could be a head and shoulders pattern, depending on what you want to look like. There's your head. You got a couple of theoretical shoulders. That's going to hold. Well, what happened the following day when it lost this level? It held trend and then put in lower highs. Well, right now, it's indicating it's not giving me much of a reason to get away from that notion. The continuation is still there because you're holding that resistance short. So now I have a key price level to look for continuation. And one of the things that I already know that I would be looking at is, if it doesn't get to this level, start looking at the resistance lower highs. Even before the next day has started, you can look for the continuation of a potential trend trade that you were able to see on day one. But you have to have that day one plan in the first place. Correlation helps. Having key price levels helps, but you have to have an execution strategy. You have to develop the bias around that key price level so you know which direction you're going to even trade when it gets to your price before it gets there. That's how you execute a successful trade.
Game planning is key. It's going to lead to your intraday success. I don't believe it's just the idea to wake up, roll over, and turn over and think you're going to be able to punch long on something or go short. You need to game plan. Having a pre-market plan is essentially going to be that first step in your key to success with day trading.